Well, the moment is here. We've been telling you about this for a week now. We've got Mauricio Dubon. You know, the guy that likes to use Yordan Alvarez's bat to hit long balls? That guy, the Gold Glove utility man himself. Let's sit down with him and have him answer some of our questions right now.
Yainel Diaz, this is Locked On Astros.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett H-Town Wheelhouse Chancey.
We are Locked On Houston Astros, and we hope that you join us for a daily Locked On Astros podcast. My name is Eric Huysman. He is Brett Chancey. We are the Locked On Astros podcast. Thank you for making us your first listen, whether it's on Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. Go ahead and check us out. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Download the app today. So, guys, we got a very special guest today, Mauricio Dubon, the utility guy extraordinaire for the Houston Astros. I don't know where the team would have been in 2025 without you, the ability for you to play multiple positions. But, Doobie, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. It's I always see you guys, the reels and everything. So I was like, it should be fun.
That's really cool that we always wonder if players, we know you guys pay attention to social media, but it means a lot. And we have a common friend who does a lot of good stuff. And just a shout out to the Bergeson family.
Yeah. Matt is the one that kept me on the field. So.
All right. So growing up in Honduras, baseball isn't exactly the first sport that most kids play. It's a kind of a relatively expensive sport to play. But what first drew you to baseball, and how did your love for baseball start back home?
I don't remember the first day of practice. Like for me, it was always growing up in a baseball field. My dad play softball. My brother played baseball. I have an older brother, so my memories are always being on a baseball field. It was never like, I wanna be something else. It was always baseball 24/7, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Weekends, weekdays I used to just practice, and then Friday, Saturdays watch my brother play. So since a little kid.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's the thing. I've actually been to Honduras on a mission trip, and soccer is huge. Do you follow the national team, the soccer team, especially when it comes to World Cup stuff or international friendlies?
Oh yeah. So I play a lot of soccer growing up. So a couple of the guys that are the national team I play against. So it's pretty fun watching it right now, especially in Honduras. Right now it's a big time of the year just because going to the World Cup. We're not very good. Like in a sense of we're not a powerhouse, but we love our soccer. We love watching the national team, especially. We play a couple last week. We ended up winning, and then we got a big game on November 13. Actually, if we win, I think we go in.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So real quick, I want to kind of throw this in there. Our friend Chris, he actually calls himself the president of the Mauricio Dubon fan club. He says, "Will you tell my son he needs to do tee work to get better at hitting?" I think maybe he's having a hard time getting his son to do work off the tee. Is that important, even as a big league hitter?
Even Yordan Alvarez hit with a tee. So yeah. If Yordan does it, he should do it.
Yeah. So you made the huge move to the U.S. as a teenager to chase your baseball dream. And a lot of kids born in America don't have that experience because you're born here, you grow up here, you play here, right? And so the experience of an international player from Latin America is definitely different and something that a lot of people don't have. But looking back, what was the biggest challenge you faced adjusting to life and baseball in a new country?
Life, for example, it was hard just because I was 15 at the time and just moving out, and my dad, my mom was never they were not there, and it was hard to just going to school because I went to one school the whole time, and just being there, being away, being from the culture, like learn a new culture. Yeah, I knew English, but it was not as sharp. And it's like you take classes of Duolingo, for example, and then when you have to apply it, you forget everything. So that's kind of happened too. So I had to learn the lingo, learn everything. And baseball was, I think, was the hardest part, just because back home you played free, like you played normal, and I got thrown out twice actually in high school games just because I didn't know you couldn't take out the double plays. So every time I was running in double plays, I was taking out thinking I was like, no, like I have no idea, like I couldn't done that. So there's a couple of rules that I had to like adjust, but it was tough at the beginning.
I know you brought up Alvarez. Kind of, how did this stepbrother relationship start? Where y'all have the stare, you kind of stare at Julio Morales after he hits a home run, use his bat. So, talk to us about y'all's relationship.
It's crazy. I think we talk every day, pretty much. Like there's not a day that I don't text him or he doesn't text me. Like I don't know. I think we pretty much kind of, I can say it's my brother. I mean, we always don't worry about each other. We're honest with each other. Like either we like it or not. I think that's the biggest one. Sometimes they see him as a big mean ogre, but he's not. He's the softest teddy bear. He loves baseball, man. Like it's kind of sucks just watching him sideline a little bit this year, just because he wants to play the game. But with him, he's an awesome person. He works hard, and in 22 when I got there, my locker was right next to it. So we started talking. We went to the Futures game together actually in 2017. So we kind of knew each other. Play against each other in 19, and then just talk to him, tell him like no. Sometimes people are afraid to talk to him just because he's big and everything. So for me, I always tell him things how it was. So he appreciated that, and then we ended up having a good relationship. It's pretty neat actually.
It's cool that you say that because I have had the privilege of interviewing, you, Yainer Diaz, Yordan, Justin Verlander. That's a whole different stratosphere of interviews. Jose Urquidy, but Yordan Alvarez, I thought that I would get a sense of intimidation. And that was the first time when I was asking a major league player questions that I felt like I was supposed to be there. He looked you in the eye. When he responded in Spanish right away. He didn't wait for the translator. He knew exactly what you were saying, and he answered every question. And you have a lot of that same. It seems like that's why y'all gel well, because y'all both kind of have that same personality, and that's really great to see. Because as a fan, you guys are pedestaled. You guys are up on this. 750 people on the planet are major league players, and it's a pretty elite number. So you have the chemistry with him. Tell us about, the clubhouse. Some people in here are saying, hey, we heard that you've been kind of one of the guys that talks up the younger guys, that is someone in the clubhouse that encourages. What has been your role in the clubhouse? Because you got your stalwart veterans like the Altuves, like Correa coming back, but how do you feel like you fit in since you've been here in 22?
I think I've been blessed with I've been seeing players. When I was a young player too, I got Brandon Crawford take care of me. Kind of teach me how stuff and everything. And he told me one time, like, well, one day you're gonna be on this side and you're gonna be able to explain the guys and everything. Make the road easier for them. Because it might be not easy for you, but you can help the other guys, to make it easier for you. For example, I talked to a lot of the guys. I talked to Cam. I talked to the Bryce. I talked to a lot of the guys that come up and try to get my 2 cents of what it is. I like it's crazy. Like you live through a couple stuff that those guys are living now. That sometimes you gotta tell them you're fine, don't worry about it, or like just talking to them, just trying to make the road easier for them. Because at the end of the day, we're a team, man. We need all those guys. We need everybody to win the games. Like I don't care if you got 1 day of service time or you got 15 years of service time. We need everybody to win a ball game. And just trying to make them feel comfortable.
Yeah, look. Yeah, I'm sorry. Look right here. I just want to say, Eric, right before you ask your question, Susan Townsend says, I love this guy. My husband, who has Alzheimer's, always says that talking about you, have happy eyes. So that's a neat compliment.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and take a short break. We're going to continue asking Doobie some questions, but thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day.
Hey everybody, it's Sean Wheelhouse here, and I'm here to tell you about Prize Picks. Prize Picks is a place where you want to go. Why? Because it is easy to win. And do you like being right? I love being right, and I love being paid to be right. It is so much fun. You simply add more excitement to football because we know every single week you've got someone that's on a bye week on your fantasy team, or like this last week, the Texans were on a bye week. And so you got to find a way to root for everybody and make it more interesting. Quick picks make it easy. You make your lineup in under a minute. My favorite part, Prize Picks just added stacks. What does that mean? That means if I want to ride with the player, I can select their pass yards, I can select rush yards, I can select touchdowns all in one lineup. It's also fun to follow other players in the app and copy their lineups with just one click. The new injury reboot feature is huge. If your player leaves early and doesn't return, it won't count against you. So make sure that you check out Prize Picks today. Use the code LOCKEDONMLB and get $50 in lineups after you play that first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONMLB for $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Hey guys, thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day. We are being joined by Mauricio Dubon, the Houston Astros. Doobie, I want to get back to that question, circle back to that question. What was the origin of the head shake after the home run?
Oh, so we were in 22 actually, when we were in Kansas City, and I play with a couple guys, Buster and all, in San Francisco, and everything. I keep watching Alvarez. It's different when you watch Alvarez from visiting team when you're with him he does everything. He can beat you with a single, or can hit him 480 dead center. Like, it's crazy. So every time he went on a tear, like he had like 7 home runs or something, and I kept looking at Julia, I kept looking at her like, oh my God, this guy is on another planet. So every time I go like this, I'm like it's like I'm not surprised anymore. It's legit.
Well, it's great because it's almost like it's pre-planned and choreographed, and it's really not. I mean, I know you look back at her, but it always looks natural. In other words, it doesn't look staged.
She does a great job. I don't know how the heck she knows. Like, every time, like, she has her phone, and I'm like when he hit it, and I'm like, I look at her, and she's already got the phone, and I'm like, oh, like it's
Where's Doobie?
So, hey, we got a question, and several people are asking about this. Hey, Mauricio Dubon, that walk-off on Father's Day was awesome. A lot of people are asking if you remember that, and Trev says, "Are you still better than Cam Smith?"
Cam, it's unreal what this kid did. Beginning of the year, people don't realize this. I kept making fun of him. This guy was taking chemistry in February, and now he's facing Jacob deGrom, and the next April. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, and then playing a new position in a big league level, playing at elite level. It's crazy. He's one of the. He listens. He's gonna be really special.
Yeah. Speaking of somebody,
I'm still better. I'm still better than Cam Smith.
Okay, yeah.
And I've got one more question about Locked On. Mr. Corona, who's been one of our most loyal fans, he says, in the Astros locker room, are they aware of Locked On Astros?
Heck yeah, everybody watches. Everybody watches. I'm telling you. If people if players say, oh no, I don't want, it's not true. People watch it. Sometimes I'm telling you, we watch reels and everything. Sometimes we're on our phone and we watch stuff and everything.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've transitioned to a refinery, and every once in a while I go into a BRM, and they're like, "Hey, you're the Astros guy, aren't you?" And so the reels are what kind of does it. But what what your key thing is the fact that you're a utility player. You can play multiple positions. When did you start that process? Was it just something that you always did, or is just something that you kind of developed into later in your life as a utility player?
Funny story. I think nobody knows this story, how everything started. My host dad knows. So when I was in high school, my summer ball, I didn't have many options to go to college. So I was planning going to Sac State, and I told the coach, hey, I want to come to Sac State. So he made a team of hopefully he doesn't get in trouble, but he made a team with the college, but local high school guys over there. And I was playing shortstop, make a couple good plays and everything. And I told him, hey, I want to come here. Like, are you sure? I'm like, okay, yeah. So for other colors not to come and talk to me, he started putting me in different positions. So I would start playing first, outfield. I learned how to play outfield. Ended up getting drafted as a shortstop. And in Double-A, they sent me to the fall league to play center field. And I played 2 games in center field. Awful, disaster. I'm like, couldn't feel anything. Everything was rushed. I was not taught the right way. Then in 2019, after my first month in the big leagues, I got a meeting, in the Giants, and I'm like, hey, I want you to start playing center field. Learn how to play center field. And, spent 2019 and then 2020, beginning of 2020, kind of learning the position, and then COVID hit. So what I learned, I forgot everything. Forgot everything and then Antoine Richardson, first base coach for the Mets. We worked literally like every day in center field, and then ended up in center field. And then they were like, "What do you think about moving to left?" Same thing. So I ended up, moving around, and then just learned the position, how my career went. Learn different positions.
That's amazing. And one of the things that this club has done with player development is players are versatile. Players can play multiple positions. I do have to break in here because my mom showed up. She goes by Mama Wheelhouse. She said, Doobie, you're awesome. And she says, I am Mama Wheelhouse. She will drop her own name, but she says hi. You see, she's got a little picture with her and Stanek there. So there you go, Mom. A little shout out.
Hi, Mom. There we go.
Now let me ask you this, because you were actually signed as an international free agent back in 2013.
No, I was drafted actually.
Okay, so help me with that, because I got 2 different things. I did research, and one said you were international free agent, and one said you got drafted, and I didn't know which one to go with. So correct the record for me.
So I went to high school in Sacramento, like 2 years of high school in Sacramento. So I was a 26th round, a 773rd pick by the Boston Red Sox. Okay,
Okay, so you were. See, I had it right at first, and then I checked it, and I was like, wait, that doesn't seem right.
Don't doubt. You were good.
Okay, good. I was good on my first one. Now, going from the Giants to Houston, and you don't have to go like super deep into this or anything, but you had mentioned that you just felt like the Astros valued you more when you came here. Was that more of the mindset of the culture that came from the top down, or is that because guys in the clubhouse, or just a mixture of both?
I think mixture of both, but it's funny because every new guy we get now, he's like, bro, I didn't think the clubhouse was going to be like this. Like, it's so accepting. It's so from Jose to, the veteran guys that have been there, the guys that are, top, from the ownership to, the guy. It's so accepting, you got this future Hall of Famer, welcome you in and, treat you with respect and give you, respecting what you have to say. It's pretty neat, man. And when you go out there and play, they give you the support and everything. Everybody's pulling for each other. That's what, it elevates a different part of your game.
All right. So, guys, we're going to go and take a short break. And then I'm going to ask Doobie about how he feels about Altuve playing left field. And is he a better left fielder than Jose Altuve? We'll talk about this and more on tonight's Locked On Astros podcast.
I got you.
Wow, this has been great so far. And let me tell you what I'm excited to tell you about right now is FanDuel. FanDuel is a great way to hang out and watch football. FanDuel has an offer that you don't want to miss. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet, put down $5, and if it hits, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. I love how FanDuel gives me so many ways to play. It built parlays. I've tried player props and even followed lines during games. It makes watching football even more exciting when you've got a little something on the line and riding on the action. Whether you're a casual fan or diving into the stats, FanDuel makes the game day experience so much better. Hey, the Texans are coming off a bye week, so why not go to FanDuel and start your account today? Go to FanDuel.com, download the FanDuel app today, and get started. FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NFL.
Hey guys, thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day, whether it's on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe to us. Go ahead and help us get to 16,000 subscribers and beyond. And we're talking with Mauricio Dubon, and I know I kind of teased the "Are you better than Jose Altuve?" But the real question is, what did you think about Jose Altuve's transition to left field? Did he enjoy the experience?
He did. He did. Think about it. This is a guy that potentially is going to have a statue outside of the stadium. He's gonna be a Hall of Famer. For him to tell him for the team and tell him, hey, team's gonna be better if you move to left field, and does it without complaining and with a great attitude. It shows you what kind of person he is. He went above and beyond. Sprint training every day, taking fly balls and everything. Even after he messed up a couple of fly balls in sprint training, he still had the greatest attitude in the world to still going out there. So that's why. When he did that, the whole clubhouse was like, "Hey, this guy is, he goes, we go." So it was awesome just watching him go about business. Like a little kid just running out there, learning a new position. And the great thing about it, he was asking questions. He was asking me questions, and I told him, "Hey, I teach you how to field, teach me how to hit." We go hand in hand in that one. So he was awesome. He was awesome about it.
Yeah, and that's it, and that's what I love about this team. And Jose Altuve, he's getting older, and it's hard to believe that he's 35 because I don't know. To me, he still looks like he's in his 20s. You guys all look like spring chickens. Every one of y'all look like you're like in your early 20s. But being the most versatile player, do you have a preferred position, a favorite position that you like or that you feel like you have a handle on the most?
I came up as a shortstop. I love playing short. I play up the middle. For me, it would be either second or short, either one of them. I love those. But I tell people all the time, as long as I get to hit 1 to 9, I don't care where I play.
So while we're talking about transitions and different positions, what did you think about Carlos Correa's transition to third base? Did he have the same type of attitude that Altuve did?
Oh my God, it's like it's crazy. Like just watching him. When I got here, Carlos was not around, but I talked to Carlos. I got the chance to talk to Carlos, and just watching that guy go about business, watching that guy go about work, how serious he is about everything. From hitting to fielding. This is a guy that has a platinum glove and still asking questions about moving to positions and everything. And there'll be times that I take ground balls with him just for him to just kind of talk to him about stuff, about hitting and everything, about fielding and hitting and everything. And just watching him, it's unreal, man. I in my personal opinion, you're gonna be like, oh, well, if he plays every day third base for a whole year, I think he has a chance to win a Gold Glove there. I think so.
Sorry, my dog came in. I got a little distracted. So growing up, were there baseball players that you looked up to, that you modeled your game after, that you tried to emulate on the field as you were coming up, even maybe going to the ranks when you got into high school and college ball?
So when I was in Honduras, you don't get many games back home. Either it's the Braves, TBS, or the Yankees and ESPN. So for me, it was Jeter and Chipper Jones every time. I think when I moved to Sacramento, I was in the era when the dynasty of the Giants, 2010, 12, 14, playoffs here, playoff there. So, I mean, he always makes fun of this because he always says I make him feel old. But my favorite player was Brandon Crawford. Brandon Crawford for me was night and day, like, one of the best shortstops, in his time.
Awesome to hear that. I mean, we all have people that we've looked up to, and I know that it had to be pretty cool for a certain time. You were called Justin Verlander's personal center fielder. Seemed like every time he was out there, it's like, oh, let's put Doobie out there. But so just looking at your time with the Astros, you got a World Series title. What was that like winning?
It was crazy, just going there. Everybody knew his role. Everybody knew the role. My role was like, okay, I gotta make sure no balls go down, no balls go by me. Like everybody knew, but just that vibe in the clubhouse, going down, doing down. We were in Philly. We went down 2-1, 1-2 or something in Philadelphia. We lost, and then Michael Brantley doing this pitch in the clubhouse in the cage. People don't know this story, but Michael Brantley got everybody in the cage and just pretty much just pump us up, and that's when the no hitter happened, and just it's just crazy. It's just crazy, just going back and reliving everything, and obviously watching Alvarez take Alvarado deep, 400. It was unreal. And then I faced Alvarado the next year, and I struck out in 3 pitches. And then when I went back, I sat next to him, and I told him, how the hell you did it? How the heck you took this guy 450 feet deep, Game 6 on the World Series? And it's crazy. It's crazy. Just everything clicked. So that's what happens when we win a World Series. Everything got to go perfect.
I mean, that was a magical run. I was at the game when Yordan hit that home run versus Seattle. I was actually at Game 6 of the World Series with my son. My son's 17; he's a senior. He was 14 at the time, and I mean, I looked at my son when we clinched and everybody was waiting for the post game ceremonies, and I looked at him and said, "I don't think you realize how rare this is as a baseball fan to experience your team clinching on your home field when you're going through that World Series. And then when you win it, does it almost go by so quick? And then afterwards, it kind of sets in your mind mentally, like after the fact, like when it's over, are you like, wait, we just won? Is it kind of like that? Just a surreal moment?
Yes. I remember stepping in, just watching everything and like thinking I can't believe we won, like we won a World Series, like 2022 is the Astros World, forever, we're gonna come back in so many years and relive this thing, and the parade and everything, everybody just, I know I still got pictures. My wife took some pictures of the parade, and till this day sometimes I'm like it's so crazy, just surreal just watching that. I think that's why it hurts every time we get eliminated or we don't win the World Series. It's just come on, we were so close, and now we gotta wait another year to get another taste.
People say I like to start a pot. I don't think so, but I'm just asking the hard questions. But after the 2025 season, I know it was a big disappointment to everybody, but what is the feeling in the clubhouse about 2026?
No, we just gotta go and play. I mean, it sucks. People, yeah, we got injuries, we got this, we got that, but just coming out and play. I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's a failed season if we don't win the World Series. I mean, think of it we make it a playoff. We're not happy with that. I think everybody in the clubhouse knows that. Everybody that we play together. We play to go and win the World Series. We don't go play, just for we're just gonna go to playoffs or we're just gonna win the AL. No, we want to win the whole thing. But everybody's excited, man. Everybody's ready to go. I mean, we just got done, but we still talk in the group chat and everything. So it sucks, but at the same time, I think it's a good sock in the mouth so you can wake up a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've been told several different times through my life when I've gone through tough things, through some of my mentors, you're just going to have to walk through it. And even if walking through it is painful, on the other side, you can always have a victory. I think you're the first Honduran born baseball player in Major League history. Is that correct?
Yeah,
so what does it mean to you? Because you represent a country, and Mauricio, I've been to Honduras on a mission trip. I told you, in our pre-show discussion that my youth pastor lives in Honduras as a missionary, and I've seen firsthand. I've seen the beauty of Honduras. I've seen the poverty. So what's it like though for you to be really the lone or the first representative for your country in Major League Baseball on a world stage?
It's it gets surreal. It gets emotional sometimes, like watching that. That's why for me in September, Hispanic heritage is for me. It's always my favorite one, just because I get to show my people. I got to show people, what Honduras is, and just being the only one. I know the flag in the Major League Baseball stadium is there because I'm there. So that's why sometimes I try to try to represent as best as I can, just because I know 8 million people in my country are watching. They're always ahead of. There might be some Yankees fans in Honduras, but they like watching Mauricio Dubon. It's just crazy just being from a country that there's never been one, and just being recognized there is pretty special. That's why I try to give my best every time I'm out there, just because I don't want to disappoint my country.
Yeah, definitely.
Great answer. I love the answer. So I know Brett and I know this answer, but we have a listener that wants to know: have you been watching the postseason?
No, not at all. I think the last out I watched was the 27 out against the Angels, and after that I was, it's just bittersweet. We are not playing right now. So for me, I even told Cam Smith, don't call me for 3 weeks. I get to choose my friends now, so I don't want you to call me. I don't want you
You're not in the circle, Cam Smith.
Let me eat my ice cream, watching TV, and then just not right now.
So our friend Linda Coy, she's a regular. She says, do you know that you're referred to as the Honduran Army knife? Not the Swiss Army knife, the Honduran Army knife.
I need to make shirts for that thing. I need to make shirts.
There you go. Well, I tried to get my son to find it in my closet, and he said he couldn't find it. I'm pretty sure he man-looked. But I made shirts whenever Altuve came out with his quote, "Here come the outfielders." I have his shirt that's orange. It says, "Here come the outfielders, J. Altuve." So I probably need to find, I need to find a way to send you one, and you need to wear it in front of him.
Trust me, I rock that thing. I like wearing stuff like that.
Nice.
So I know that you're up for another Gold Glove this year at UTLD. What was it like winning the Gold Glove? It
was something surreal. I tell people all the time, it's pretty special, just because you get to show off the Gold Glove and everything. Like, you get to go wear the gold patch, but at the same time, it's a lot of responsibility, because you gotta keep putting the work, and you gotta be pretty much you gotta go mark. You gotta be able to show that mark. You gotta be able to say, hey, I'm a Gold Glover for this reason. So it's pretty crazy. Honestly, I think the only reason, not the only reason, but we were really sharp this year in the infield, and I think because Tony Parachica did an awesome job with us, man. Like, it was from day one in spring training. We learned how to love him. We always tell him that we learned how to love. We hated you in spring training, but we learned how to love you, man, because it was fun. Now it was May, June. We were actually seeking him and looking for him. Hey, let's go work, and just watching for him to come out here and teaching big leaguers how to feel baseball again. It's pretty neat.
So do you have your first Gold Glove? Do you have it at your house, or is that something you gave to your parents or something like that? Or
sure.
Oh, really? Okay. And Is it an actual glove that is dipped in gold?
Yes, it's actually a glove that is dipped in gold. I didn't know that. So I took it out. You can put it on, and
Really?
it's heavy. It's really heavy. I didn't know that till I was at the ceremony, and then I grabbed it. I'm like, oh god, yeah, this is kind of heavy.
So, I have a quick question about your,
Hey, Fred, before
Yeah.
we do this, follow-up question. I've always wondered this. Do you ever go in and look at the other people that are nominated and be like, oh, I think I'm a little bit better than him or this guy. So do you ever look at your competition and just rate yourself compared to the other guys?
It's always the human thing, and like he's always go better than that guy. I was always like, oh, so for me it's always like, oh, that guy's pretty good. That guy's pretty good. Like, for me it's always whatever they decide. It's if it's me, I'm gonna be happy. If it's not, I'm not gonna be happy. So so I mean, keeping it honest. So it's whatever God wants. Honestly, I mean, I can dwell and like be upset about something. So if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Well, but I think to be nominated to, for a third straight year, someone in here said that you were robbed last year. You should have won it last year. And then not only your nomination, but Cam Smith moving positions. That's huge. It seems like every year you guys have somebody that is on that Gold Glove nomination or wins that Gold Glove. What was the feeling in the clubhouse? I don't know if we really talked about it. Someone asked us earlier when Carlos Correa, Platinum Glove winner, came back to the club. Was everybody elated? Was it like he's back? I mean, what was that?
Oh yeah, everybody was excited. Everybody was excited. Just Carlos a baller. Carlos, he's a dog. Just going there and watching him. It's a big presence and everything, and just watching him. The thing is like that I tell you. The thing is like him willingly moving to third base. And playing it well too. He made a couple nasty plays that I was like, oh, like that thing is good. I was like, damn, too good. You don't have too many innings because you're not gonna be nominated for the utility one. Because I was like, dang, that he makes some nice nasty plays. But just watching him going out there and going about his business and not just about his business, trying to make everybody better around him. That's what a leader does. That's what he's everywhere he goes. He's always the head of the guy.
So I know that the team has some goals, but what is the goals for Dubie? How much longer do you think you're going to be playing? Do you set some goals for, hey, I want to work on this over the off season? What are you trying to do to become a better Dubie for 2026?
Yeah, be more like everybody knows, be more consistent hitting. I think, I go through some good chances of hitting. Like I go off, I start getting hot, and all of a sudden I don't play one game or two games and all of a sudden lose the feeling. So try to keep the feeling. Try to keep the same feeling hitting. Same what I did in 23. Just staying simple and know my game. Craig Badger actually told me this. We're in the cage hitting BP, and he was like, Dubie, sometimes you got to think about this like a cake. And I was like a cake? What do you mean like a cake? I'm like, there's a lot of ingredients in a cake. Everybody wants to be the frosting. Everybody wants to be the sugar. But think about it. You don't make a good cake without salt. I'm like, you got to think about it. And that's how the team is structured. Team is like a cake. You got to have everything on all the ingredients to make a good cake. So I'm like, think about it. What ingredient are you? Are you going to get on base? Are you going to make a good plays? Are you going to set the table for those guys? I'm like, think about it. I know you sometimes want to hit home runs. I know sometimes, but no, that's why you're not here. You get on base, make good plays.
So what is the secret to you hitting home runs when you have Yordan's bat? Is it a psychological thing when you grab his bat, or you know what I'm saying? I mean, is it just, it's, like the baseball superstition, you know what, give me your bat, big fella. Let me take one out, and boom, you hit one out.
So I think it's more because his bat's like, so when he does the lizard skin in the bat, it feels so good in my hand.
Okay.
So every time I try to give him like, hey, do it, but do it. No, you do it. So I don't know what it is. So when he hit the cycle last year, he was using my bat. So
oh, nice.
Yes. So he was looking at the bats and he was like grabbing his bat. I'm like, hey, bro, I have one of those bats that feels light over there. I remember it was a Rollins bat, and I'm like, it feels lighter, but use it. I'm like, are you not gonna use that one? I'm like, yeah, use it. Ended up hitting for a cyclone. I'm like,
Now, do you have that bat that he hit with the cycle?
No. He took it. I'm like, yeah, take that thing. I'm like,
you should have said it's mine. It's mine. I'm going to sign it and I'm going to put it in my mantle.
so the Father's Day walk off.
Yeah,
it was with his bat.
Okay.
So it said Yordan Alvarez on the blue bat.
I love it. I mean, this is great. We really appreciate you sharing this stuff. I do want to ask you, and I hope you don't mind. We keep asking you some, if you got time for a few more questions.
Okay.
When your career is done, what is the legacy that you want to have as a baseball player when people look back and they look at Mauricio Dubon and they're looking through, the 22 World Series year, the Gold Gloves? What is it that people that you want people to remember you the most for?
I think, in the clubhouse, just being a good teammate, man. Like I think just being out there with the guys. Like we always talk about this with the guys. I think the thing that we're gonna miss the most is not the game. It's just being in the playing with the guys. Being in the clubhouse with the guys, having that brotherhood in the clubhouse. Just being a good teammate. Honestly, I think just being out there and sometimes you gotta talk hard on the guys. Sometimes you gotta go hard on people, but at the same time you don't do it because you hate the persons. You do it because you want the best out of the team. You want the best for them. So I think just being a good teammate, man. Just being a good teammate, going out there and have fun. I think the best compliment that I like when they give me is like I enjoy playing the game, and I do. I love playing the game. And I tell Joe all the time. Me and Joe fight all the time. Every time I'm not playing, because I want to play. Like let me play. I want to go out there and help the team. So I think it's just I love this game. I love this game a lot.
What situation sticks out? I know you have the walk-off, but what other moments in your career kind of stick out to you?
Obviously the walk-off. I think the 20-game hitting streak, it was so far. It's been, everybody knew what's going on game 14. Everybody knew what was going on, so every day it was, and I think. But honestly, and till this day, I like replaying that, is when in the walk-off in 23 against the Orioles, that I was not playing that day. And Dusty was like, you're going to do something big for us. I'm not going to use it right now. You're going to do something big for us. And then ended up coming hitting, and then I know we were swept. The Kansas City swept us, and we were about to get swept by the Baltimore. And we had to win that game to stay at first place. And when I hit it, TK said, like, a game they had to win, Doobie does it. So I'm like, that. I think for me, that's been, so far, it's been, my best, like, moment, like that I can remember right now.
And, speaking of Dusty Baker, back in 22, when we were going to the playoffs, I was doing some writing for ESPN Southwest Louisiana. I go on their show weekly, talk Astros baseball to them. It's the Astros flagship there. And I believe, I haven't found another article, I believe I was the only person in the country talking about the X factor that you guys had going to the playoffs was Dusty Baker. And if Dusty Baker goes in and manages this team well, that they will win a World Series. How big was it having Dusty Baker at the helm that year y'all clinched? This guy's surely going to be a Hall of Famer. He had been to the World Series and almost won it multiple times. How big was he for you guys as players? Because from what Clay Hensley says, a friend of mine who played for him in San Fran said he is truly a player's coach.
Yeah, he is. He is. I remember, just having this interaction with Dusty. It's unreal. I knew Dusty way before. He's a Sacramento guy, so I know. For me, it's always heard stories about him. And when I got there in 22, first thing he told me in the office, I need you to help the team win. If you're gonna play, we're gonna play. If you prove me that you can play, and I was like, I got you. I ended up, giving me the chances and everything, and just it's just watching him, going about business and how they treated the players. He brought me food. He brought Alvarez food. He brought a couple of the guys food. Like there was days that, just come and ask you how you were and everything, non-baseball related stuff. And I think, like I'd say, everything had to click in 22, you know, for you to win a World Series, and ended up happening, and you know, Dusty was the man for us.
Well, my final question, I just kind of came up with this. I changed my mind, but Framber Valdez, we don't know if he's going to be back with the Houston Astros, but what was your best interaction with him in the middle game or whatever?
Game 6, World Series, till this day. Game 6. You know, he came out from having, I don't know how many quality starts in a row, like 20 something,
25 or 26.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And I come in and tell him, hey, I told him, like, in the tunnel, like, this is you, like, we need you, like take us to the promised land, and you know, out of all people, you're the one that we need. And you know, he ended up going and, you know, being framed by this.
That's awesome. This has been a great insight to Mr. Mauricio Dubon, the Honduran Army knife. You know, the guy that hits walk-off home runs with Yordan's bat, and the guy that gives his bat to Yordan and hits it for its cycle. Absolutely love that. You know, and, you know, honestly, after the season ended in a way that y'all didn't want to, it means a lot that you would come on, because I know right now you're decompressing, you're getting away from the game. But we would love to have you back sometime. We'd love to talk to you when we get closer to spring training, just to catch up with you, see how your off season's going. But I know our fans here, there's a lot of questions we couldn't get to, but we've enjoyed this. Eric and I just thank you for being another one of the great Astros interviews that we've been able to have here at Locked On Astros.
No, thank you guys. Thank you. Honestly, thank you. It's fun. It's fun to come out here and, you know, talk. You know, because sometimes people don't realize, you know, we're humans too. Like, you know, you just go to the field and we lift and we're humans, man. A lot of stuff goes on in the clubhouse that, you know, people at some point they're gonna find out about, you know, a lot of human beings.
Dubon, I'm going to ask a favor. I'm going to put you on the big screen for a second. Would you mind just doing a quick intro? You saw the Yainer Diaz one at the beginning of the show. Would you mind just saying, this is Mauricio Dubon, and you're watching the Locked On Astros podcast, whatever you want to say?
Okay. I'm not an actor, so I'm probably going to mess up a couple.
Hey, I saw you on TV. That's not true. Trying to teach Orbit how to speak Spanish.
Okay. So what's the thing now?
Go ahead, Brett.
Yeah, so you just say, I'm Mauricio Dubon, and you are listening to Locked On Astros podcast.
Okay. I'm Mauricio Dubon, and you're watching Lock On. What was it? See, that's the thing. See,
okay. Locked On Astros podcast.
I'd rather face 100 miles per hour than this stuff.
Okay. We can do this. People are going to love this. So go ahead.
I'm Mauricio Dubon. You're watching Locked On Astros podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Mauricio Dubon, and you're watching Lock On Astros podcast.
Yeah, we got it. Nailed it. Good job. But seriously, you know, you're welcome on anytime. And hey, let the fellas know that if they like our shows and stuff, give us a like, give us a follow, you know.
I will. I'll let the guys know. You guys should come out to spring training.
You know what? I'm thinking about coming out this year. My son and I came out in 23. And it was the first time I had actually, when was the last World Baseball Classic? 22, right?
23.
Okay. So we were out there. We actually got to see the Dominican Republic play against Israel. A friend of mine was down there, gifted a Miami Heat game to my son and I. My son was into basketball at the time, and I'm originally from Florida, from like Melbourne, Florida. So I got to go back and see some old friends and stuff. So I loved it. I want to come back out. And you know what? If I make it out there, I don't know about Eric's schedule. We'll see if we can pull Eric away from his work, because he's not a teacher like I am. I'm still off for the summer. But you know what, dude? If we can get out there, we'll do a live show and we'll just bring you in person. How's that?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'll do it.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you once again for joining. And guys, thank y'all for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day. Go and subscribe to us. Go and make us first listen. And we will see you tomorrow. And Brett.
Go Stros.
Probably should have had Dubon say it. Go work.
That's right. Doobie. Or like Blummer says, Doobie.